What you're wanting to begin to acknowledge is that there are plenty of avenues for money to come in. And it's just like your analogy about the air in and the air out and the air in and the air out. You are more comfortable when you allow the air in and you allow it out. In other words, we don't see any of you out on your porch trying to breathe all of the air for the day in all at once, and then you just go through the day letting a little out and a little out and a little out. And you don't want to do that with money, it seems. Yes. You don't want to have a big sale of something where you've got a big chunk of money and then money out. That's what's making you uneasy. But we want you to begin saying, relative to dollars, it's not quite like breathing in and out, because with dollars I can take longer, slower breaths in and longer, slower breaths out. In other words, I have plenty of money that's in, and now while this money is going out and there's plenty of it, there will be other avenues for it to come in. These are the kind of conversations you want to have. And as you relax into that, it is our promise to you that all of the money that you will ever want will always flow to you. You will reach the place, and not very far from now, where the money will flow in faster than you have time for it to flow out. In other words, it's going to start piling up on you. We're not kidding you. And as it begins to pile up on you, you're going to have to stretch your ability to let it out. And we encourage that you do that, because it is as much out of balance for you to let it out faster than you let it in as it is for you to let it in faster than you let it out. Did you hear that? In other words, you're wanting this balance, so why not begin the process of mentally letting it out even before you physically let it in? Begin expressing the money. Think about what you'll do with the money. Expend the money. We encouraged Jerry and Esther and those who were talking to us in the early days about money to put $100 in their pocket and spend it all day long. I could spend it here, I could spend it here, I could spend it here. It's great fun to think of all of the things. And some said, oh, Abraham, you haven't been physical lately. $100 won't go very far. And we said, spend it 1,000 times today, and you've spent $100,000, and that goes a long way in getting the juices flowing in your financial vibration, you see.